Live from the Caterpillar Global Communications Center at Bradley University, this is BUTV News.
Good evening and welcome to BUTV News. I'm Imani Shamsuddin.
And I'm Tirza Sprigella. Let's take a look at the news.
The Bradley University speech team came home with a national win. A ceremony was held on Tuesday afternoon in honor of the speech team winning a national championship. Flags were raised in their honor for their hard work. The ceremony was held in the Hardened Circle of Pride. Members of the speech team gathered around and together they raised flags to celebrate their victory. Students and faculty watched as the flags rose into the sky.
Come together as students to write and perfect and fight for our speeches. This just feels like a gift to ourselves, and we're really just very, very proud of the work that we've done.
The team leaves for California for the National Forensics Association Championship Tournament that takes place on April 18th.
The Peoria Zoo, located in Glen Oak Park, has been a place where families can learn about animals and enjoy themselves.
The Peoria Zoo is known as a family-friendly place, but there is more to its history than one may think. The zoo dates back to the 1800s, when a herd of elk was donated to the Peoria Park District.
It came to a point where they just had to decide if they close it down, if they put money into it. There was talk about moving it out closer to Wildlife Prairie or putting those two together, and the overwhelming decision by the public was keep it where it is.
Currently, the zoo is a hot place for family fun and educational animal entertainment.
Well, I actually work with a little of everything, but my expertise is in reptiles. I just had an interest since I was a small child, and that's kind of how I got involved working at the zoo. I'm really big in education, especially when it comes to like large snakes. People are very fearful of large snakes. To tell people that there aren't venomous snakes in Central Illinois is very important.
The zoo is much more than just a place of work. For some, it is a devotion to animal improvement.
We are here on holidays. We are here in the middle of the night if we have to be. You know, if a giraffe is being born at 2 a.m., you come over here, and it is a privilege to be a part of these animals' lives. So I can't see myself doing anything else.
The zoo is open daily from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., holding special events and programs in animal education. In the zoo's mission statement, they are devoted to conservation. Reporting for BUTV News, I'm Connor McEntee.
Election season came to Bradley's campus, with Senate hosting student officer elections last week.
During their weekly General Assembly, Bradley Student Senate addressed concerns over their student body officer elections. Former President Mickey Tran assured that these controversies would not affect election results.
It wasn't like a malicious, like, do your job or get out. It was just a check-in, come to Jesus type of moment. You know, we all have those sometimes. And then after that meeting, he reassured us that everything was fine, that this is still something that he wanted to continue. And so we're like, okay, great.
1,091 students voted out of the entire student population. Former Speaker of the Assembly, Andrew Yohannan, talked about how he mobilized voters for his campaign.
That the administration is hearing a diverse group of voices. This really allows us to not just put forward the idea that it's not one or a small group of students who want this change, but it's everyone.
Voting for officers started April 1st and closed April 3rd. Students could vote online for student body president, director of administration, speaker of the assembly, and chief of staff. And as familiar faces return to office, officers are looking forward to next year. The newly elected officers were announced in the Student Center April 5th. Pierre Paul was elected Speaker of the Assembly, Andrea Yara Reyes was elected Director of Administration, and Emma Hoytia was elected Chief of Staff. After a runoff election, Megan Breska was elected President.
So it's definitely getting out there and telling people, like, hey, we're in a position of power and we can help you achieve what you want to achieve while you're at Bradley. I think doing so will highly enhance the university.
Any students wishing to run for senator for the 2019-2020 school year could apply by April 5th. Elections will be held later this month. Reporting for BUTV News, I'm Caroline Todd.
A new club on Bradley's campus held its first meeting last week with the purpose to assist other student organizations. Anthony Landahl has more.
Bradley clubs are everywhere, from big groups like Greek Life to small ones like the American Sign Language Club. There are a total of 240 clubs and student organizations on campus. Bradley Student Consulting Organization is a new group looking to help other clubs generate ideas and increase team building. The club's founder, Jeremiah Lee, says it's important that the Bradley student community helps each other out.
Because we are a community-owned Bradley together, we come from different, ways of life with different ideas that we can use to help each other. So in order to, improve things like events as well, it's important to have, different ideas in mind and really paying attention to the opportunities that a lot of people can bring to the table.
BSOC, as it's known, also provides members a chance to learn. Beloy Lagunas, the club's vice president, says he gets to learn more about his major of human resource management.
For human resources, this club helps me by being able to help people with interpersonal problems. Like in many clubs here, it's kind of difficult to get people, so it'd be helpful to help them do that. But also in human resources, it's difficult to handle those problems internally, so I have to be able to help them personally and as a group in total.
BSOC is looking for students to recruit as consultants. As of right now, they're also looking for organizations to consult. For example, Delta Tau Delta Fraternity has expressed interest in the club services in the near future. For BUTV News, I'm Anthony Landahl.
Assistant sports performance coach Matt Friend talks about his job and interning opportunities for the summer and next school year. Kaylee Wysocki spoke with him to get details about his profession.
We talked with Coach Matt Friend about his qualifications for this profession.
So there's two big tests that the NCAA requires. You can have either or both. The first test and the one that I have is called a Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist. And then there's another option that other strength coaches do have, and it's the Collegiate Strength and Conditioning Certification.
Interning at Bradley will get you working with Bradley staff along with preparing you for the examinations.
They get the opportunity to work with 3 strength coaches that are certified within the NCAA. So we do have an educational curriculum in which our interns go through, so we can prepare them for that certification along with this experience that they're able to obtain.
Coach Matt Friend believes that having your own style is an important aspect of this profession.
I think every strength coach has their own style. I like to think that I bring a lot of passion, enthusiasm with our trainings.
Bradley Athletics is taking applications for the interning position this year. Reporting live with BUTV, my name is Kaylee Wysocki.
The movie club held its weekly film screening on Monday evening. William Crane has more.
The movie club provides students with an opportunity to see a free movie which they may otherwise have not watched.
We're watching the first Battles Without Honor and Humanity movie. It's a Yakuza film from, I think, the 60s or 70s. So pretty obscure niche stuff today.
The movie club has been around for 3 years. Since Nick Malvolti took over at the start of the year, the script has remained the same.
Mostly it's the same stuff. I mean, we don't advertise quite as much anymore because we don't get as much funding as Bad Movie Club.
The club has a turnout of around 10 every week, including former club leader Beck Patusek, who continues to come back despite having graduated last year.
I love the club. It's my baby. I made it, and I had to hand it off to someone else, but I still love it, and I love seeing movies. So
Patusek says the club is a chance for students to be able to watch quality cinema, which he believes is defined by the viewer's experience.
Do you walk away from it feeling like you've had a valuable experience that's going to stick in your mind?
So if you want to broaden your movie viewing experiences, head down to the Marty Theater every Monday night at 7 p.m. With BUTV News, I'm William Crane.
The Photography Society here at Bradley is a great way to get involved on campus.
Here at Bradley University, the Photography Society is a fresh new way to go out and find the beauty of campus. President Brandon Towns revived this club and wants to see it flourish after his time here at Bradley.
As president, it's my job to make sure we meet every week and provide food as well, bring in speakers, and make sure we're on task for each meeting.
The Photography Society is finding new ways to capture pictures here on the campus and across Peoria. Last month, they shot at the Peoria Botanical Garden.
Really, it's just like a collective of
people that are interested in photography. You don't have to be like a major or minor. It's just a place that we all get together and we share our photos, or we learn how to do new techniques with them. I know we've done like how to like use like large format and how to scan photos and stuff.
The Photography Society works as a team to learn more about photography and what makes a shot picture perfect.
For the rest of the year, it's probably just going to be like getting together, critiquing work, looking at what we're doing because finals are coming up and it's really important to get feedback on your work. We've brought in a speaker before and he's talked to us because like in the field of photography, it's really important to hear about people that are being successful. So he's come in and he has talked about his work and what he does, and we were able to like ask him questions about his stuff. So that was really cool.
For more info on joining the Bradley University Photography Society, you can go to bradley.edu. From BUTV News, this is Satchel Perlowski.
Last Thursday night on April 4th, there was an event in the Wyckoff section of the library called the Armstrong Lecture. Based on the description, this lecture discussed the protests that happened in Japan in the 60s. We went there for more details.
In the Wyckoff section of the library, there was an event called the Armstrong Lecture. Here we learn about the purpose and severity of the protests that happened in Japan. The speaker for the event has more to say.
About 1/3 of the Japanese people, which was about 30 million people, took part in some kind of protest activity, marching or petitions, and they were protesting against the U.S.-Japan Security Treaty.
The treaty of which he speaks of deals with U.S. military coming to Japanese soil, which its citizens were not very fond of. Evidently, this protest did not work out considering Japan is an ally of the U.S. and we have troops stationed there. However, it begs the question what they succeeded in from these protests.
They were able to oust a very unpopular conservative prime minister named Kishi Nobusuke, and they forced the cancellation of a visit to Japan by President Dwight D. Eisenhower. And these protests, because they involved so many people, even though they sort of failed to stop the treaty, they did lead to a lot of changes in Japanese society and politics and U.S.-Japan relations that are still with us to this day.
While Nick Capper discusses why this is an important part of history, with Japan being as powerful as it is today, and its cultural influences, such as anime and manga, we should consider why people should know more about these events today.
We can't really understand the Japanese society of today that produces these art forms and has this economic power without understanding these huge protests in 1960, which in many ways were a seminal moment for creating the type of Japan that exists today.
If you're interested in events that are just like this, contact L. Swanson at fsmel.bradley.edu. For BUTV News, I'm Joshua Blake.
Bradley students come together every year to participate in intramural sports at the Markin Recreation Center.
At Bradley, 30 different intramural sports are offered for people at every experience level. The most popular sports are flag football, basketball, soccer, and volleyball. The teams are broken into 6 leagues, bringing together anyone wanting to get more involved on campus.
I really like playing intramurals because it's just fun to get a group of friends, and sometimes you can get like athletes from like the school that'll just play with your games and stuff, like our volleyball team.
Intramurals is a great break from college kids' normal busy schedules. They're fun, it's competitive, it's a good way to stay active, and it's a great way to meet new people.
Whether you're signing up your organization as a team or going in by yourself, intramurals are a great way to meet new people and expand your social circle.
It's an easy way to get involved and meet people too. I know freshman year, that's the way I met so many people, and that's why I'm still meeting new people.
For freshmen new to campus, intramurals are also a great way to get involved in student activities, which is a big part of the college experience. For students who played sports in high school, intramurals are an excellent way to keep playing with people with skill levels similar to your own.
I think intramurals are a big part of college because everyone likes playing sports. There's at least some people that didn't get to go to college to play athletics like I did. I'm lucky enough to play club here, but I didn't think I'd be able to do like on a D1 team, and I know there's a lot of people that are the same way. They just really enjoy playing their sports.
Intramurals are still in full swing. If you're interested in playing, keeping score, or officiating, visit imleagues.com/Bradley or visit the campus recreation offices in Markin 120. Thanks again for tuning into BUTV News. I'm Maddie White.
Stay tuned to find out if the heat is here to stay or if winter is coming back.
And find out what Smallville actor is looking at 20 years of hard time.
Hey,
got your text.
Hey.
You said this was urgent? What happened?
There is a guy harassing me at work.
That can't be right. Did you try talking to him?
I did, but he wouldn't listen.
Don't tell me he... Did you call the police?
No, I was too scared. I just needed to get out of there. I needed to tell someone.
Well, let's just sit here for a little while and maybe calm down. Then if you want, we can go to the police station and we can talk about this more.
Okay.
Time's up. Visit projectconsent.com.
Forgot something? You shouldn't rush this.
All right, so give us some good news, please.
Well,
Anything?
you know, I think it might be warm for tomorrow at least.
I did see that, 70s maybe?
Just during the day, but not at
Okay.
night. So, well, you know what? I actually have a lot to tell. So let's just go ahead and pop over to the radar over here and I'll talk to you guys about that. So, alrighty. Well, for now at least, I can say that we are in the clear. If you guys want to look right up here, we are good for now. There's all this rain right up here. It is in Chicago. It's just northeast of us. It's coming. All this rain and thunderstorms are going into Fort Wayne. But even up front in that, in Minnesota and Canada, there's a huge cold front. There's actually snowstorms that are about to happen. So there's blizzard warnings this Monday through Friday that are going to be happening in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. And then there's going to be a flooding happening through the Missouri Valley as well. So if we look at our temperature map, we'll see what's happening in Peoria as well. So right now we're just right below 50 degrees, but we could have it worse. It's 40 degrees in Chicago right over here, and in Madison, Wisconsin, it is 35 degrees. And there's a huge difference as well. If you guys see, just down in southern Illinois, it's 80 degrees, and it's getting even warmer west. I'm a little jealous. It's 87 degrees over there in Jefferson City, Missouri as well. And then for our 5-day forecast as well, as you guys can see, tomorrow it is going to be 72 degrees. If we look at our 5-day forecast, it's going to be 72 degrees tomorrow. It's going to be sunny during the day, so it's going to be really nice. Hopefully, while you guys are walking to class, you guys can wear shorts, wear your sandals. It'll be super nice, and you guys can lay out on the quad, hammock during the day. We are going to see some thunderstorms happening at night, so maybe you guys can, you know, chill out, watch a movie. And then this weekend, we are going to start seeing some low temperatures as well. And then on Sunday, it's going to be bad. It is going to reach 32 degrees. I know it's going to get really, really cold, and it's going to be raining. So we're going to be getting back to those cold winter temperatures. I'm so sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but maybe next week I'll have some better news for you guys. So hate to do that to you guys, but maybe Misa will have some better news for you guys in entertainment.
Sorry, Keegan, no better news tonight.
Smallville actress Allison Mack pleaded guilty to 1 count of racketeering and 1 count of racketeering conspiracy on Monday in ties to the NXIVM sex cult case. NXIVM was alleged to be a multi-level marketing company based in Albany, New York, that offered personal and professional development seminars. The company founder, Keith Raniere, was arrested along with Mack and indicted on several federal charges, including sex trafficking. In court, Mack apologized to the victims of the case who allegedly were required to brand themselves with Mack and Raniere's initials, along with being forced to engage in sexual activity with the pair. Mack faces 20 years in prison. Her sentencing is scheduled for September 11th. Moving on to happier news, a Beyoncé documentary is dropping on Netflix next week. The documentary, called Homecoming, is described as a look into Beyoncé's historic 2018 Coachella performance that paid homage to America's historically black colleges and universities, or HBCUs. The film will include candid footage and interviews detailing the preparation and intent behind Beyoncé's vision. Beyoncé also launched a scholarship program last year called the Homecoming Scholars Award Program, which provided 4 HBCUs a $25,000 scholarship to award to a current student of their choice. Last year, Beyoncé made history at Coachella as the first woman of color to headline the festival. Many fans are highly anticipating the drop of Homecoming. Philadelphia-based hip-hop artist Tierra Whack has released a music video for her song Unemployed. Unemployed is the latest of 5 singles Whack has released since February. The others include Only Child, Clones, Gloria, and Wasteland. The Unemployed music video features Whack as a chef working in a kitchen cutting up live potatoes. The potatoes are later revealed to be a food for a giant king potato. Still early in her career, Whack's first album, Whack World, has been praised for its diversity of sounds accompanied by visually stimulating music videos.
There's a lot in entertainment, I see, so that's a lot, but in terms of weather, I hope everyone stays warm, and I guess I'll have to get my winter coat out. So.
Definitely.
Anyway, join us after the break to see what students know about Jesse McCartney's collection of songs.
And where will our live shot be this week? I'll give you a hint. It's Sisson Hall.
Hey girl, what are you doing tonight?
Working on the marketing assignment.
Hey, you should come over and we could do it together.
I'm not so sure about that.
Why not?
I hate walking by myself at night and your house is so far away from mine.
Girl, you don't have to walk. Call the safety cruiser.
What's the safety cruiser?
The safety cruiser is a Bradley van that comes and picks up students. I mean, I use it all the time when I come home from the library, like super late.
Okay. That makes me feel so much better. I've always hated walking alone at night.
The Hilltop Safety Cruiser is free to all Bradley students. The cruiser runs 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. daily. To use, call 309-677-2800.
Hey girl! Hey! Glad you made it safe. If I could fly away. Oh.
All right, let's get you home.
No, I don't want to go home.
But if we don't get you home now, I'm afraid we never will.
It's not true.
Are you sure you're good to drive, or do you want us to wait?
No, I only had a couple of drinks tonight. I'll head home after my shift.
She's on her way. You don't want her to beat us, do you?
Hold up. I just need a break.
ACBU holds a concert every year. Let's take a look at their Recess at Renco, which was held this past weekend.
Bradley University's Activity Council had their annual Recess concert this past Saturday in the Renaissance Coliseum, featuring artists Jesse McCartney, Andy Grammer, and T-Pain. Reporter Matthew Karoff and I went out to scope the line and asked the eager concert goers a few questions about the show.
Who are you looking forward to seeing?
Andy Grabber.
And enjoy the show.
Definitely Jesse McCartney. He's like a childhood love. Yeah. T-Pain.
Okay. By the
T-Pain.
venue.
T-Pain.
Jesse McCartney.
Illegal
T-Pain.
substances.
Andy Grabber.
Laser pins and pointers.
What songs are you looking forward to hearing?
Buy you a drink. I'm in love with the stripper. Fresh Eyes. Beautiful Soul.
Nice.
Yeah, Beautiful Soul. Body Language.
Tickets out and ready to be
Best Love Song by T-Pain. It's one of the iconic ones.
Can you
Thank you
name
for
5
visiting
songs
Renaissance
by
Coliseum
Jesse McCartney?
and enjoy the show.
McCartney? Probably not.
I can name 5 songs by Andy Grabber.
Can you name 3?
No.
1.
Beautiful Soul, Leaving. It's got the one that's like Shine on Me or something. That's it. That's all I got. Wasted, Beautiful Soul, Leaving. Leaving. That one's good. Body Language. And, what is no?
What is your favorite T-Pain lyric?
Gonna buy you a drink.
Gonna buy you a mansion, take you to Wisconsin. Buy you a drink.
Titles don't count.
That's still a lyric. He still sings it in the song.
The Recess concert was a huge success, and I know many are looking forward to who's headlining next spring. For BUTV News, I'm Rachel Maslowski.
Last Friday night, the monthly Late Night BU began at 9 p.m. Considering this is the second to last Late Night BU before the end of the school year, students prepared an amazing night. Let's see what they had for us. During the Late Night BU, students all around campus came to the event to hang out, play games, and other fun activities, such as craftsmanship, testing their luck with baseball, and displaying their skills in chess or checkers. Furthermore, they could also test their luck in soccer and in the Nerf Club to show their accuracy and team sportsmanship while having a good time beating their opponents. If you're not a fan of sports, they also had a roller rink where one could chill or dance the night away. Of course, it wouldn't be as fun in the end if there wasn't any food provided, which is why students ordered from some local favorite restaurants.
Students and staff were introduced to an industry of creatives and artistry last Friday in the Horowitz Auditorium. Here is Nelson Gutierrez with the story.
The world of letterpress printing was revealed to students and staff last Friday during a lecture series featuring 2 educators in the field. Jessica Spring, professor at Pacific Lutheran University, has been a leader in the letterpress printing industry since 1989, since then inventing daredevil furniture and educating the next generation of printers.
I started typesetting in college for the weekly student newspaper. It was challenging work, staying up all night to meet a looming deadline, working on a huge photo typesetting console limited to 4 typefaces at a time.
For those who are unfamiliar with the letterpress printing technique, Spring was readily on hand to impart her knowledge of the trade.
Letterpress printing is physically, it's a metal type that's 0.918 inches high, and we lock it up in a chase and print it on a press intended for that. Usually it's typographic, but there's imagery that could be included, and I work with type as image.
Accompanying Spring was Professor and Associate Dean of Arts at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, John Hitchcock. Being an artist himself, the idea of art being affected by culture and the people within it is something he sees as important for everyone to know, especially as an educator.
People come from different, diverse backgrounds, and so as an educator, we have to consider that, like where someone comes from is very important, and then how does that tie to the thinking and the methodologies of how we educate.
Letterpress printing, like many forms of art, takes on endlessly diverse shapes and is rewarded by creative perspectives. With its centuries-long history of craftsmanship and artistry, Spring and Hitchcock made it evident that letterpress printing today still has its vitality and versatility, and even its own quirks.
You can print on anything and anybody or you name it, you can print it.
Nelson Gutierrez, BUTV News.
The Bradley women's tennis team opened its Missouri Valley Conference season against the Illinois State Redbirds this past weekend at the clubs at River City.
The Bradley women's tennis team opened its Missouri Valley Conference season against the Illinois State Redbirds this past weekend at the clubs at River City. The Braves started out the meet strong when it came to doubles, winning 2 out of the 3 matchups. highlighted by the duo tandem of senior Malini Vijayasinghe and redshirted junior Lindsay Height, who grabbed a 6-0 victory against the Redbirds. According to senior Vijayasinghe, the team is looking good, despite ultimately falling to Illinois State 4-3.
I'm very optimistic about the rest of the season. I thought our doubles looked really good, like I said, and I look at the rest of the conference and am confident about our chances in each of these next 3 weekends.
The Braves have 4 more meets, on the road at Valparaiso and Missouri State, and at home against Drake in northern Iowa, leading up to the MVC Team Championship that starts on April 26th.
It'll be a little over 2 more weeks until the highly coveted MVC Championship takes place in Cedar Falls, Iowa. Until then, Coach Tyler has emphasized the importance of preparation in the upcoming meets for the championship.
But most importantly, Coach Tyler addressed the morale and work ethic of the team.
We have a lot of energy behind our workouts right now. Play I think is pretty high quality, and I'm really excited to see what we can do in that tournament.
While the spring season is wrapping up, the run for MVC Championship glory is just now beginning for the Bradley tennis team. Keep up with their progress in the upcoming meets at BradleyBraves.com. Reporting for BUTV News, I'm Justin Limoges.
Up next, what will our sports anchor Larry Larson have to say after the break?
I don't know. I haven't read the script.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help.
You were probably going to turn down the radio too,
So you could focus, right?
probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
Wake the sun, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
Now, do either of you know what big golf event is this weekend?
No.
Wow, trivia, good trivia question for me there, but it is the Masters, hence my nice golf tie, and we will start with some Bradley golf action. Both the men's and women's golf teams were in action over the past few days. Over the weekend, the women's team headed to the Murray State Jan Weaver Invite and tied for 5th place. Junior Taylor Ledwin led the way for the Braves, shooting a .224, which was good for tie for 8th place in the 54-hole tourney. Frankie Sabin was 1 stroke behind, finishing tied for 11th. The men competed at the Ryman Hospitality Intercollegiate Monday and Tuesday and finished 6th out of 16 teams. Charles John was the top finisher for Bradley, taking 3rd place after firing a 141 in the 36-hole tournament. The men will be back in action next weekend at Mississippi State, and the women will compete in the Missouri Valley Conference Championship Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday in Chesterton, Indiana. After losing back-to-back games to Missouri State in one-run fashion, Bradley softball team looked to avoid the sweep at home on Sunday. Early on, Katie Habrel getting the offense started for Bradley as she smacks this single through the left side of the infield just past the diving third baseman. Emma Jackson was in the circle for the Braves. She had a great outing. She gets this Missouri State batter to wave and miss for one of her 6 strikeouts on the day. Later on, Missouri State trying to steal second, but catcher Kaylia Wysocki says, "Not on my base paths." She throws out the runner trying to steal. The bottom of the third, Wysocki gets it done on both sides of the field as she takes this pitch deep to right field off the scoreboard. Turns out that's all the offense the Braves would need, as they would salvage the final game of the series by a score of 2-0. Today, the team beat ISU 8-4 and will match up with Evansville on the road this weekend. After combining to score after scoring a combined 42 runs in their last 3 games, Bradley baseball extended their win streak to 6 after defeating Western Illinois last night 4-1. Jed Moscott picked up the win after 6 innings of 1-run ball. Entering the game, Bradley's pitchers led the nation in ERA, posting a 2.17 mark. The team will look to avenge their March 26th loss to Iowa tonight at Dozer Park. The game is currently underway and is being streamed on ESPN+. The Braves will then host Southern Illinois for a 3-game series this weekend.
It's a lot of baseball.
Yeah, it is.
Are you interested in events coming to Bradley?
I know I am.
Well, I will tell you what's coming up after this short break.
I can't wait.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
I'm so excited to tell you about these events coming to Bradley. Common Ground is hosting its 3rd annual Pride Prom on April 13th at the Hayden Clark Alumni Center. This event is open to both allies and LGBTQ+ people, and you can bring a friend or a date. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. and the event starts at 7. Pride Prom is free for everyone, though a $10 donation is suggested. Don't forget to register at prideprom.org. Traumaville has a monstrous new hero. The Toxic Avenger is born when Meek's mop boy Melvin falls into a vat of toxic waste. Now, evildoers will have a lot to lose. If this concept sounds interesting to you, then come to Bad Movie Club on Thursday, April 11th at GCC 126. The film would begin at 8. Remember, if you have a student organization, then it is required that 2 members attend the Bradley Organization Leader Training. It will be held on Wednesday, April 17th at 5. Students who are leaders of multiple clubs may attend on behalf of all organizations for which they are a leader.
Well, that's it for BUTV News this week. I'm Tirza Sprigella.
I'm Larry Larson.
I'm Misa Nagase.
I'm Keegan Burkhart.
And I'm Imani Shamsuddin. We leave you tonight with a performance from Vin Chills and Lady Rose. Until we see you again, be brave.
Vin Chills,
Lady Rose,
Rap Assassin,
Lady Assassin,
Feel the breeze.
Yeah.
I love to hate, hate to love, love to hate, hate to love. I love to hate, I hate to love. I love to hate, I hate to love. I love to elaborate on the hate. Hate how I gravitate to the fake. Bend backwards just to get a handshake. Love how you always in the man face, but you never show love until he got paid. On a slice of this cake on a silver plate, but you never show love, but you always did hate. Mix it up good with a smile on your face. Never came through, I was in a down place. In the back of my mind where the story take place. I could never forget thoughts in my mind that would tell me to quit. Fell out of love and I hated myself. Hated how I couldn't be someone else. I'm stuck as a person who's lacking a purpose. I'm back and I'm better, but life still ain't perfect. Chills. I love to hate, I hate to love. I love to hate, I hate to love. I love to hate, I hate to love. I love to hate, I hate to love.
As I'm crying in the mirror, I don't see my face. Coming from the past, everything's changed. Trying to make a way, but they see I'm acting strange. Don't want to talk, rather run away. Hiding from the pain on a day-to-day. Trying to escape to a different place. Hop on a plane, fly overseas. Trying to find me, but my demons fly free. Lost in my thoughts, what's reality? What's love and hate? It's something self-taught, what's real, what's fake? Can tell by my face that I don't want this way, but I never stop. Biting a nail, so scared to fail. In a living hell, I inhale. Fix it now, not until it's broke. Tension so thick, it made me choke.
I love to hate, I hate to love. I love to hate, I hate to love. Clarity to tragedy, prosperity for family. Pray to end the insanity of love and hate inside of me. Clarity to tragedy, prosperity for family. Pray to end the insanity of love and hate inside of me.